can all have a seat. Welcome, everybody. Tom Schaefer was just saying that he's a little disappointed. He was expecting something a little bit grander. This is fantastic. What a beautiful day, and I want to thank everybody who is here today to be a part of this. Although one thing isn't quite right, I have to fix right now.
There you go.
That's much better. I want to open just by saying many, many thanks to many, many people. I'd ask that you hold your applause if you could, because there are just so many people to thank that made this happen and come together. First, I'd like to thank the Horrocks family and the Eisenberg family. You folks have been just totally supportive and loving, and I've gotten to know most of you through this effort, and we could not have done any of this without your support and your love. And although I said hold your applause, I think we ought to give them just a special round of applause. I'd like to thank the folks at Westchester University and the Westchester University Foundation. They have been absolutely supportive and helpful. I mean, this is their place, and they really did everything we possibly could ask for. And you'll get to see it in a little bit. But some special people I'd like to thank. Carrie Hayback, who was one of the first persons I met with in this event. She was instrumental in getting it started. The University President Weisenstein and his wife Sandra, they've been absolutely supportive. They came to the first or second event, I think it was, and have always been supportive of us. Rich Pizzara from the Westchester University Foundation. Susan Vanskovich, Sid's wife, who is part of the foundation as well. Ron Lukin, who's the facilities person who worked tirelessly to get this area looking like it does now. I was here on Tuesday. It was like the day before having a party. They were just putting things in and trucks and all. It was crazy. And Stephanie Gaglio, I'm mispronouncing her last name, I apologize, but Stephanie's the one that coordinated, Stephanie Giwakar, she's the one that coordinated this. And also Christian Graves, who's with the Westchester University Foundation as well. Christian came on board a little bit late, but I think everybody who's been involved in this knows Christian. By the way, he's a he, he's not a she, because I know he's got a lot of emails saying that lady from Westchester, but Christian has been a big help up until this point, and he's going to be the person responsible for making this continue. So the folks at Westchester, I'll give my own applause. Thank you, people. I'd like to thank our sculptor, Brian Hanlon. You'll get to see his work in a little bit, but has been so helpful, and obviously this is something special to him. As an artist, this is a piece that's going to be around for a couple of 100 years, so he put his heart and soul in it, and I think you'll love it when you see it. I'd like to thank the men and women in uniform here, in particular the United States Marine Corps who are here. What do you say, hoorah, is that how you say it? Hoorah. From the bagpipes to the color guard, to the folks who are going to be flying these giant airplanes this way later on today, Lieutenant Colonel Morris, and also a special thank you to Sergeant Major Rick Case, who's with him as well, and finally to Marine Ray Farrell, who's been instrumental as a liaison between us. Hey Ray, hoorah! All the folks from United Airlines Pilot Associations, the other pilot associations, unions, they've been supportive from day one. I've had hundreds of emails from different people, pilots, who wanted to be a part of this from day one, and they've always been supportive, and they're here in uniform today. I'd like to acknowledge them just briefly. I'd like to thank the people who actually donated their time and resources to make this structure happen. It's just a lot of hard work. Tommy Schaefer's folks at Mattiola Construction, Steve Mattiola, Tony Dupel, Mr. Haynes, Mr. Kimballhouse of Stonehenge Materials, H&K Rhinox, who donated the hardscaping, those types of things, Hilti Corporation, who donated other equipment and anchors. Special shout out to Paul Vanskovich, the Sid man, and his crew. They had to use a giant crane from up there to install this thing. And the man behind the wheel was Paul Van Scovich, Westchester linebacker. All his men were here. We could not have done it without them. Just some other people, very briefly, I appreciate your patience. Other guys who just have been involved in the background. Timmy Sherry, the Cos man, who's always been a great supporter and just really did lots of things behind the scenes. Billy Hess, Hall of Fame wide receiver, who's running an annual golf tournament. Worked very hard doing that. Guys like Mike Trungeon, who's donated stuff. Jim Bonchock of Majestic Creative Solutions, who donated stuff for the shirt. Tom Quixote, and just everybody else. To Joe Walsh's employer for donating Joe Walsh. Joey has been, his day job is his real job, I think. He's worked, the last month and a half, he's worked so hard, and over the years, he's just been great. So Joe, I really appreciate everything you've done, and we all do. To my friends, where's Bruce Blake, Al DePippo, Blakey's hiding in the background, and many, many others. And finally, I just want to take a special time to honor and thank this man here, Tommy Schaefer, The Rock. I can absolutely tell you that this moment would not happen without Tom. When we first envisioned this, it was supposed to be a plaque or a bench or a tree. And Tommy, I think he promised at one of the events, he said, we're going to build it. And he came here and he got it done. And because of him, this day is happening. So special thanks to Tom. We all love him. And finally, just if you've indulged me on a personal note, I want to thank my family, my wife Kathleen, my daughter Megan and Maddie, and my son Tyler, who have put up with me every 9/11 with emails and late night phone calls and all that. I mean, the families, obviously, we all know family support is so important. And I'd like to thank my wife and my children for their help to me in helping us put this together. Thank you, honey. I apologize if I left somebody out. This was a great team effort. There's so many people that came together to make this happen, and you know who you are. So I send my thanks out to everybody, and I think as a team, it's something that we all can be proud in to do it together. It's only the beginning, and you should give yourselves a nice round of applause. Okay, now I'd like to first introduce Lieutenant Colonel David Morris, United States Marine Corps. He's presently the commanding officer of the Marine Aerial Transport Squadron 252 at Cherry Point, North Carolina. As a Marine aviator, he has flown with the Blue Angels. He participated in combat operations in support of our forces overseas. His personal decorations include the Bronze Star Medal and numerous others. Lieutenant Colonel Morris, would you please come up to say a few remarks? Thank you.